What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and this time we are going to take a look at the infamous case of Jonbenet Ramsey. Now, if you live under a rock, I will try to sum this up. Not going to do very well because it's me, but basically she was a 6-year-old. Her parents called 911. They got a kidnap letter. And then the cops come to the house, and then the father magically finds the daughter in the basement, and the case was just never solved. So you guys asked me about this one a lot, and so I figured we're going to switch things up and try true crime today, and maybe just get some... I think most of you kind of already have an idea of what happened, but basically I looked at what went down during that night. As well as I got a lot of information on the family, which I was not expecting. So to my internet sleuths, the people that are really involved in this case and know their ish, please let me know down in the comments what it was that I was picking up, because weirdos for days, you know what I mean? But as always, this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. There are zero facts here. This is just to bring light to a beautiful little girl whose life was taken short. A very sad story. She actually has my birthday, so it just makes me want to defend her a little bit more. But, oh, wait a second. I'm getting a call from my friend Ken. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello? Hello, Karmic? Is this thing on? Excellent. All right, guys. Hello, my name is Ken, and we are live from my backyard, where I am currently spending my time in the doghouse. Why, you ask? Because, did I hear that correctly? Yes, I cheated on my wife in her dreams, so now I must pay the price. Okay. Now, Karmic has told me about this wonderful opportunity where apparently you can get roses that last longer than 3 days.
Right you are, Ken. Rose Forever New York offers a wide selection of about 15 unique roses for you to choose from. You have the freedom to select the size and type of box that you prefer. Among the numerous options available, velvet and suede, they're my personal favorites. They showcase the luxurious nature of their products. These exquisite flowers are meticulously crafted by skilled artisans in floral art design, ensuring that each piece is handmade and specifically tailored to your preferences. The most remarkable aspect, these roses can maintain their beauty for an entire year, if not longer. Let's get Ken some flowers. Here, Scott.
Great. Thank you. All right, so I just received Roses Forever New York. Now, Karmic, if she hasn't told you well enough herself, these are absolutely stunning quality, and they last for an entire year, which means, ladies, you can feel important for 365 days. Now, let's give you guys a close-up to really see. These last and feel brand new. They have over 10 different flower choices. So maybe you want some red. Maybe you're feeling purple. But this may make you feel good, and it helps the guys too. Scott, can you call my wife, please?
Ken and Scott are attempting to contact Ken's wife right now. So while we wait, Forever Roses New York has generously provided my followers with a $25 discount by using the code KarmicDF25. And in addition to the discount, they are also offering free shipping. Simply apply the discount code KarmicDF at checkout. So whether you want to drop a hint to your spouse or indulge in yourself, queens and kings, Click the link in the description box and use my code KarmicDF25 for your discounted purchase. Seize this chance to acquire roses that are truly exceptional. Has anyone checked on Ken?
Well, boys and girls, have I got good news? The war is over. We have reached an agreement, and I am now sleeping on the couch tonight. Thank you again, Karmic, for always helping. Back to you in the studio.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another marriage on the brink of collapse, saved by roses. Thank you again for sponsoring today's video, Rose Forever New York. And treat yourself today, or guilt your spouse, whatever you need to do to get yourself some gorgeous, luxurious, year-long roses. Now, back to the video at hand. As always, I'm leaving the laugh in because, like, my Gemini moon, I can't. I find the littlest things funny. So I really hope that you enjoyed that. But without further ado, besties, I know that we are about to get into a heavy reading. Per usual, please let me know in the comments down below, my internet sleuths, people who have researched this case, where you can fill in some of the gaps for me. Like I said, I believe I said earlier, we are taking a look at what happened that night. Where did it all go wrong? What's up with the family? And we'll just leave it at that. So as always, this is alleged and for entertainment purposes only, besties. There are zero facts here. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box below. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Please come join me on Facebook because it is boring over there. But as always, without further ado, I'm going to sit here and feel rich as hell while I smell my beautiful gray roses, in case anybody wants to know what version I got, because they are just absolutely stunning, and you will probably see them in every video moving forward. But without further ado, besties, happy True Crime Day, all alleged. Let's get into it. Okay, besties, you asked, and so I will deliver. Today, we are obviously, by now you know, taking a look at the Jonbenet Ramsey case. Before I shuffled, I started to get some channeled messages. So I'm going to start with, I was hearing the family, like the mom and dad, they're giving me an energy of like today's versions of clout chasers, because I'm being drawn to like Kardashians and Kris Jenner specifically. So it's like momager is what I'm hearing in my mind. It feels like the parents really, yeah, because I'm hearing the song "What Have You Done For Me Lately," which is giving me the vibe of like, how can I benefit from your existence? So I'm getting that right away. There's this, it's like, it's kind of giving me almost like child labor, where it's like, I know she did pageants or something, but honestly, y'all know me, I don't do enough research because I don't want to be biased. But it's giving me this vibe of like using our kids to try and figure out who can make us wealthy. It's, you know, who's this is reminding me of is Gypsy Rose's mother. It's like, how can I manipulate what I have to make money any way possible? That's what I'm feeling first. I also heard boys will be boys, which for the record, I hate that statement, but it's giving me more like, I'm going to be honest, I did not look into any updates on this case or anything. Is the suspicion the brother? Because Spirit drew me to like how little boys like push girls on the playground. And then I was drawn to a very specific episode, excuse my language, I'm just slurring apparently, of Law and Order SVU, where there was this little boy who had a sister, and he was sociopathic, and everybody thought it was like the babysitter that hurt the kid because she fell down the stairs, but like the kid had no remorse, and like basically that was the point of the episode, was like he was a sociopath and he was actually the abuser to the sister. So yeah, because now I'm hearing tit for tat. Like, were they pinned against each other? Because I'm also getting like, there was an episode on New Amsterdam, which is another one of those medical shows, where they had this sociopathic child, and he was like trying to teach her how to have remorse and teach them by a different code of conduct, which was reminding me of the show Dexter, where he had to go by a different code of conduct in order to survive. This almost feels like maybe they knew the son was problematic, and so they kind of, in a weird, healthy way, groomed him to keep him at bay. Because this gave me the vibe of like a kid that, like, I don't know, you find out that he's like killing cats in the backyard or something like that. I think this kid had a weird fascination with abuse, if I'm being honest. But it almost feels like it's because it's not foreign to me. So is there allegations that there was abuse in the home? Because it almost feels like it's coming from every avenue. It almost feels like, because I'm hearing the song from Pink, Family Portrait, where it's like, we look pretty happy, we look pretty normal. But it's almost like the outside ain't matching the inside. It's almost giving me Rotten Apple vibes. And what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing the mom in like pageant getup, almost like trying to bide for her husband's affection. So was there rumors that maybe he was stepping out or something like that? Because I feel like the mom was jealous of the daughter. It's almost giving me like, I can't compete with that. Like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I can't compete with her. I feel like her mother is very emotionally stunted. And it's like, I'm not getting any attention and affection from my husband. And so, because this is like the golden child, it's given me very narcissist dynamic in a family system. So like, I don't know if anyone's ever had to unfortunately deal with this, but in a dynamic with a family like that, you'll have a narcissistic parent and then you'll likely have an avoidant parent. But there's always like flying monkeys that'll agree. But when it comes to the kids, there's usually a favorite and then there's a scapegoat. There's like the golden child and then there's the black sheep. It almost feels like the son could really do no wrong, because it wasn't like we could bank on him for anything anyway, and he's problematic. But then we're putting double the pressure on the daughter because she has the potential, she has the looks. It's almost like they have an obsession with looks. And outside, it's definitely giving me like Kardashian vibes. Like, we need people to think that we look a certain way. Is there any rumor that they were swingers? Because I'm seeing my symbol for swingers, the bowl of watches. So is it possible that the dad was stepping out or something like that? Because I feel a jealousy coming from the mom. I don't feel like that. I just feel like I don't know if that's necessarily something to do with the death. I feel like that's just something that's coming up. Because I just feel like a weird jealousy. And I'm being drawn to like how like people that are into like BDSM and stuff like that, they have like this like, some, not all obviously, but like, you know, you have your sex toys, you hide it in like a box. It's kind of giving me this vibe of like, maybe the mom did some weird shit sexually to make the father happy because she couldn't make him happy. And also, does dad have a double life? Because I'm seeing like blackjack tables. Now, I don't know if this means like he had a gambling problem, he had a debt to pay or something like that. But it's almost giving me the vibe of like, yeah, because I'm hearing the song I Got Friends in Low Places. So like, why am I hearing like Harvey Weinstein and like Jeffrey Epps? Could it go that deep, or are they trying to allude to something else? It's just giving me the vibe of like, and I just heard cleanup crew. It's reminding me of the show Blacklist, where he has someone that he hires to clean up the mess. So did the father have connections? Did he have like a cop in his back pocket or something like that? Or did he just, know a rich politician or something like that? It almost feels like there's connections that are going on that the father has. I feel like the father's stepping out on the mom. I feel like the mom's jealous and she can't do anything about it. And so she's blaming the daughter. I feel like the son is just kind of weird and like out of control in his own weird way. Because every time I think about the son, it's drawing me to Dexter. And if you haven't seen that TV show, his father's a cop, and the son realizes early on that like he wants to kill. And so it's like, we got to do this morally because I can't stop you. So I'm not saying that like the son is like a serial killer. It's just kind of giving me the vibe of like, we already knew what we were in for with this child, and so we're banking twice as hard as Jonbenet Ramsey, because I'm hearing the song Surface Pressure in my mind. So it's giving me the vibe. It's from Encanto, where it's like she has to be the strong one of the family. If this kid had lasted, she was already a parentified child. This kid was like way too old for her age. Like, I don't know what age she died, but like her energy is like the most mature in the family dynamic. Very weird. Anything else, Spirit? Were they into like ritual shit? I know that sounds really weird, but I was like, anything else, Spirit? And then I got drawn to my sage. So, is there any rumors that they could have been into some weird ritualistic type of shit? I don't know. I'm just gonna see what happens. So as always, it's all legend and for entertainment purposes only. What can we get about the Jonbenet Ramsey case, her story, and what happened? Please, Spirit. All legend, no facts here. Dude, this is like an unhealthy obsession. I feel like the mom had an obsession with the daughter for some reason, because it's almost like, think about how, you know, a kid, they're a mirror of you. They're literally part of you, and notice how they're like holding a mirror. I feel like the mom was like obsessed with the child for some reason. Is this faded? What is this? The child I was meant to be. Okay. This is alluding me to, and God, I wish I could remember the YouTube video I saw. But a long time ago, years ago, I saw a video of a psychic medium who channeled that Jonbenet Ramsey, like, quote unquote, her soul contract signed up for this, and that she actually is on the other side helping abuse victims. I feel that with this card for some reason. The child I was meant to be. It's almost like not only was the child I was meant to be in terms of like, we're going to use you, because this is reminding me of like you plant a seed and it'll grow. Think like, you know, building a business, starting from scratch. So it's like, it's giving me Britney Spears energy. It's like they're banking on her for their accolades. This is so weird. It's like I'm getting Britney Spears' family dynamic. I'm getting Gypsy Rose's family dynamic. I feel like these are all very similar type of energies. This is very not what I expected. Naked Before the Stars in the reverse. You're not going to convince me that their family, the mom wasn't into some weird sex shit or something. Or the dad was into weird sex shit and the mom put up with it to like keep him around. Because that's the vibe I'm getting from Naked Before the Stars. It's like, I keep hearing family portrait. It's like, did they have a facade? Like, were they in their community, like, well known as, like, really upstanding citizens or something like that? Because it's very much giving me Jekyll and Hyde. It's like what you see is not what you get. It's a persona. So there's definitely something up with the family itself. Like, the parents, there's something up there. I want to pull more cards, actually, which I don't usually feel the need to. But with the child that was meant to be, this is also making me feel, especially with the fact that there's an 8 on it, which is reminding me of work. They were always trying to make money off of this child. It was always a for-profit thing. I feel like the son had it much easier. The child, it's like, oh my God, she's beautiful. We could turn her into something of a financial gain. This was always how they felt about her. I don't think that they, yeah, and my throat's going. I don't think that they ever wanted to even know who their child was, because I feel like who Jonbenet Ramsey was it wasn't who her soul was. It's almost like I got groomed to be what my parents made me. This isn't actually who I am. Like, and I don't remember where I saw it exactly, but throughout the years I've obviously watched true crime documentaries and stuff. I feel like I read somewhere or heard somewhere that she might have been a tomboy or something, because I'm getting Marilyn Monroe in my mind's eye, and it's like she was this sex object, but actually she was really smart and there was more to her than that. So it almost feels like this is giving me Britney Spears vibes, y'all. Like that's the only way I know how to describe this, but I want to pull more. Yeah, it's like we want to leech everything that we can out of you. This child was always meant to be a product. Never just like, I want to love my kid. This, Chance to dream. Yeah, it's almost like this is so ass backwards. It's like, it feels like the parents felt that the child could save them. It's very much like Gypsy Rose's mother. That's the only vibe that I can. This is so weird. Revenge in the reverse. You know what I'm hearing in my mind? And it doesn't feel like what it has to do with I've been channeling before. It doesn't feel like that. What I'm hearing is, oh my God, say it again, Spirit. I'm hearing manslaughter. And isn't manslaughter like when you don't plan a murder and you accidentally kill someone? Because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with revenge in the reverse. It's almost giving me like, oopsie. Like, obviously, it's more than oopsie, but that's kind of the vibe. With 10 here, ending. So it's almost like there's a lot going on here. This isn't black and white. There's a lot of moving parts in this. I thought this was just going to be, I'm going to be honest with y'all. No, I'm not going to say it because I know I'm going to get it in the cards, but I expected to just get the one killer that I expected to see, but I'm seeing a whole story about the family and maybe what could have led up to this, because it's just, I feel like this would be your modern day Britney Spears, having to take care of the family without them actually doing anything. Were they like upper class? Like, I know I could have Googled, but I don't feel like it, and I'm not going to. So I don't know what to tell you. But it's almost like we have to put on a show. We have to pretend like we're this thing that we're not. It's almost like buying a fancy dress at Goodwill and then going to like an A-list party and pretending you belong. Like, that's kind of the vibe from this family. It just feels like they were riding on what I can tell you is these parents most definitely didn't want their child dead because they expected to make, because I'm hearing the song a milli. They didn't want their kid dead. They didn't, because I keep hearing cash cow, cash grab. It feels very much like Britney Spears. What's the back deck? Oh shit. Let's keep calm. If we play innocent, no one's going to catch on to us. Why am I hearing muddied evidence? This almost feels like, with the sacrifice card, I just heard clear as day, we're already losing one kid, we can't lose another. Allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, no facts here. Wait a second. Is there another card that I missed it? Regret. Yeah, the one thing I will say, these parents didn't want this child passed away, but it's not for the right reasons. This is almost like if we continue the facade, no one's going to buy it. This is very much giving me the same vibes as the other true crime reading I did. Oh my God. What was it? I'm having a moment. I don't know, y'all. If I was meant to share that message, it'll come back out. But anyway, Gilded Regret, Peaceful Among Thorns with the Sacrifice card. This feels to me like we still have to maintain our imagery. We still have to maintain the perfect facade. And I'm hearing cover up. So like, this feels like the parents were involved in hiding something that went wrong accidentally. That's what this feels like. Because I just keep hearing like, we lost one kid, we don't want to lose another one. So as much as this feels like a narcissistic family dynamic, it almost feels like we're playing dumb and making you look left so you don't look right. And when I was Googling, I saw a whole bunch of like people accusing the brother. I mean, we'll get into the cards, but you know, that's all I'm gonna say. Allegedly. Let's check out the tarot and see what it has to say. What happened to Miss Ramsey? I don't even know why this happened, but I just heard heavy is the head that wears the crown. Whatever the hell that means. I don't know where that plays into this, but I just heard heavy is the head that wears the crown. I feel like I'm butchering that. I don't know where that plays in. Maybe that's how she felt, because it's almost like she was the one holding up the family. But let's take a look at the tarot. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot. What happened to Jonbenet. So as always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you. Don't forget to always check the community polls, like this video, share it with your friends, and let me know what I don't know in the comments. As always, y'all know the speech. Oh, okay. I don't usually take cards that pop out, but that one, like, the judgment card reversed. Yeah, they're hiding shit. These parents know exactly what the hell happened. They know exactly what... I keep hearing the song... Or I keep hearing the words cover up. We have to change the narrative. We have to manipulate the image, the perspective of the people. Was this... Okay, forgive my complete ignorance here. I don't remember when she died. So was this at a time... It was probably at a time when DNA was not as up to par as it is today. Because it's almost like... I feel like like I'm hearing getting away with murder. Like quite literally, I guess. Allegedly. But it's giving me the vibe of like... fumbling the bag on DNA. Fumbling the bag on... Like wasn't there something about... a ransom note or something like that? It's almost like this should have been in the bag, and yet it's like they fucked with the evidence or something's going on here, because this feels like a cut and dry situation. Yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's like opportunity, but that's not good if it's in the reverse. So it's like, and this is also reminding me of the Taurus with the bull. So it's reminding me of ego, which is giving me the vibe of like, I just heard crime of passion. This is getting weird. Hold on. I need more cards. They definitely manipulated the narrative. The parents know what happened. They 100% know what happened. They know exactly what happened. Magician in the reverse is like what they've communicated to us, to everybody around them, is a crock of shit, basically. Eight of Wands, we are muddying up the evidence. We are muddying up. It's like we're making you look this way so you don't look that way. So like the ransom note, that was planned so that we can... You know what else I'm being drawn to is Brian Laundrie. And is that how you pronounce it? Or Landry, whatever the frick. And how he was like a narcissist, and apparently they think that like his family helped him escape all of it. These are all piggybacking. It's very, very weird. But with Eight of Swords in the reverse, victim of circumstance, it's just, for me, and maybe you guys already feel this way, and this is exactly what I expected. For me, this feels like two kids roughhousing and then pushing it too far. And then it's like, oh shit. Because it feels like it's like, boom, it happens. And then it's like, what do? We need to call somebody. We need to clean it up. And I see them like hopping on the phone, calling like, because I'm seeing like a van that says cleanup crew on it. So were there people around at the time? Like, I know this was a different age. So like, did they have street cams? Because it almost feels like they called someone to clean up the mess. Yeah, because I'm hearing Better Call Sal. What the hell? I feel like the cops know what happened. The family know what happened. Their friends know what happened. It's just, it's us that doesn't know. And even then, I feel like a lot of people pretty much have this case down, which is kind of why I was like, why you want me to do it? But all right, you know, contracts. I just heard you owe me one. And now I'm being brought back to how this looks kind of like a father. You owe me one. What? You owe me one. It's almost like, and this could be a metaphor, but it's like I'm seeing the father on a phone. Like, oh my God, my kid just snapped. My daughter's dead. I need you to help. I had your back. It's time for you to have my back. You owe me one. That's the vibe. And I'm being drawn to these rats where it's reminding me of like snitches get stitches. When I tell you so many people know what's going on, and also you're never going to get justice. That justice in reverse is very loud to me. Because everybody that's involved that you really should have held accountable are they even alive anymore? Because other than the brother, which again, the moment I say that, it feels like crime of passion. So like, I'll see what I can get in the cards, but I already feel like I know what happened. So let's see if there's anything they can add in addition to that. Two of Cups is separate. Were the parents like talking about separating, or were they in the midst of separating? Were they thinking about separating, but like finances, it couldn't really work like that? Because it's almost like we're both banking on the kid to make us money. So why would we take the kid out? This is like, okay, we got to disconnect from the situation now. We got to look at it from a different perspective. We also have to change the narrative around this. And I'm being drawn to how, like, they said she was in the basement and he's just, like, miraculously found her. But, like, in this card, I don't know, it's just, I feel like you guys already know this story. I feel like you already know the answer. So it's kind of like, do you guys want me to do this reading as a reassurance to you? Because, like, okay. Because this just feels to me like son snapped, father called in a favor to clean up and also muddy evidence. Three of Pentacles is, yeah, it's like we are in a business deal together. Might even be in secret. It's not a, because I'm being drawn to the dark web when, oh no. Why am I being drawn to the dark web? Is there any rumors that the dad was into some weird-ish, like, bad-ish? Because I'm being drawn to Quiet on Set and Nickelodeon. And I'm being drawn to how, like, they have code words for liking specific genders on the, you know, pathrita piles, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. This is almost like I called in a favor from one of my buddies that, yeah, because I'm hearing this song by Alicia Keys, Your Secrets Are Safe With Me. It's almost like we both got dirt on each other. This is really, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, so this might be something that's not known to the public. I think there was an accomplice to clean up. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song, clean up, and the stars reversed. So it's like that never came out. Or maybe there was a hunch, but nobody said anything. But I'm noticing how this person is praying, and it feels like, please keep this out of the spotlight. Please get ahead of this. Please make sure that nobody finds out what's gone on, what happened. And I keep hearing, we can't lose our son too. We can't lose our son too. This almost feels like the kids got into a fight and he played too hard. Or got mad and snapped. Like, that's the vibe of this. Yeah, because I feel like the son, I don't know what his story is nowadays. I did look up that he is an Aquarius. But with that Four of Cups, with apathy, it's almost like, I feel like the son isn't really great with emotion. I don't know if he's actually a sociopath, because I did channel 2 different TV show episodes where there was a sociopathic kid. So if there is a rumor that he could be, just take that if it resonates. You go with that. But I could see it. I could totally see it. Or just being really jealous of his sister for getting attention because the star card being reversed. It's like, I don't get noticed. So maybe he acted out. Maybe he was a more problematic child because it's like, my sister's always in the spotlight and I'm not. So maybe there's a jealousy. This poor girl, her brother was jealous of her. Her mother was jealous of her. Her dad only saw her as a product. And it almost feels like he might have, because I'm seeing an exchange and it's not in the way I want an exchange to be, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. King of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like, where's his money really coming from? Where's his success really coming from? Who's behind this guy? Who's behind the father? Because it's almost like, I just keep hearing the song, I Got Friends in Low Places. I'm telling you, there's more to this story. It's not just about Jonbenet Ramsey. This is weird. I really thought this was just going to be like, her brother snapped and that's it. But no, I'm getting, like, there's a weird family dynamic happening here. The father's got friends that you shouldn't be friends with. Because it's reminding me of how, like, Jeffrey Epps and how everybody felt like Maxine or whatever the frick her name was, sorry, channel, no brain, how it was like she almost was trying to win over Jeff's respect, attention, whatever, by giving him people. That's kind of the same vibe that I'm getting. Was the father into some weird shit and had weird friends? Because it's almost like, I'm going to be honest, this doesn't feel to me like the father was doing anything to the daughter in that type of way, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, because I see the father and the mother more so being like, we can make money off this child. I don't feel like there's a sexual pull, at least from the father. But when I look at this card about the father, I'm being drawn to like how they have those apps where they'll show you where the Pathrita piles are. They have like little map dots. Is it possible that like he was into sick shit and he was friends with people that were also into, because I keep getting dark web in my head. There's more to this story. Heartbreak. Huh. This is giving me a vibe of shush. So I feel like the father led whatever ended up happening. I feel like the mother is kind of stunted emotionally and mentally. So it's almost like, because I'm hearing follow the leader. So it's like, I feel like the mother was trying to just please the husband at like all costs. It's really, really, really weird. And I just see him like, just shut up, mind your P's and Q's. I got friends. We'll take care of this. It's like, don't make yourself noticeable for this. Do you get what I'm saying here? This is not what I expected. Oh, look, the SVU card. Vulnerability, Knight of Wands. Walking on eggshells. I feel like this child's entire life was hell, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think she ever got to really be a kid. I don't think she wanted to do the pageants. It's almost like I got to make you happy. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song Bonnie Raitt, I Can't Make You Love Me If You Don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. This child felt hella unloved. And I keep seeing like a baseball and a catcher's mitt. Was she a tomboy? Because like I'm seeing like a girl, but I just saw her grow. She went from whatever age she was and she just grew. Because I noticed that she had the same birthday as me, so that was weird. But I see her this is so weird. I see her clear as day. She's looking right at me and she's throwing a baseball into a mitt. Was she a tomboy? Does she not want to do this? Because they're drawing me to my own youth where I wanted to do like hard sports and my mother put me into cheerleading. Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. She had more of a masculine energy, but it's almost like I have to follow the rules because I just keep getting the song Family Portrait. What you're seeing on the outside, the inside is not the same. The home life, it's not healthy. It's not conducive to growth. I see the kids fighting, not getting along. I see the parents not paying attention to them. I see the mother projecting a lot onto her daughter because she's jealous of her. This is so complicated. And this is Jonbenet. Like, she's the masculine energy. It's almost giving me the vibe like, well, no one else here is getting their shit together, so I have to. It's the definition of a parentified child. Like, what was she dying at? She was young as hell, but she reads to me very mature, and unfortunately, her vulnerabilities is what they used against her. It's like, well, gotta make mommy and daddy love me. I guess I have to do this pageant then. Well, don't want to see them fighting, don't want to see them divorced. I'm going to have to walk on eggshells, not really talk about my feelings. I feel like I'm getting more of a backstory of her life. Yeah, it's like a dose of realism was handed to her really early on. Were they into weird sex shit? I can't get that out of my head. Because I'm noticing that someone's watching, which I tend to notice with this card. But for this is giving me the vibe of like people that like to be watched. You know what I mean? There's something up with the parents being fucking weird. Those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Do we know the mother's backstory? Was she abused or anything like that? Because this is reminding me of like literally passing down generational trauma. Look at how the mom's handing it down to the daughter, which I've never noticed that before until today. And this is kind of reminding me of like church. So it's kind of giving me the vibe of like you have to. This is the rule. Did the mother want to be a pageantry? Because I'm seeing like Miss USA in my mind. Did she want to be something like that? And so she's trying to live through the child? Because that's kind of the vibe here. I almost feel like the mom thought if she could make her kid a success, that it would make her husband love her. What the fuck? I tell you one thing, the reason you're never going to get any closure on this is because they fucked with the evidence, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. 5 of Swords, there's issues with the details. Ace of Cups, what you're missing is that there was an emotional bond involved. The person that did this was emotionally invested in the child. And then I'm being right back drawn to the 6 of Cups, which is also about siblings. On the regular Rider-Waite, it's 2 kids. I feel like the son and daughter were pinned against each other from a young age, because it's like whoever can make us the most money. It's like get ready, get set, go. Who could make us prouder faster, because it's about the money. And it's like it's giving me Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears, except Britney would be Jonbenet and the brother, what's his name, Burke. He would have been Jamie. It's just different versions of trauma. I feel like he was... Didn't he mention in an interview something about, I bet the murderer stabbed or something like that? The reason that he was so nonchalant is because he did it, allegedly. And it's like we falsified the evidence because we didn't want to lose another child. This is a little bit more black and white than I thought it'd be. Yeah, restructuring, healing, we're biding time, making excuses. I think that's why they did the whole ransom note and everything like that, so they can make sure that by the time you circle around and start looking at them, again, it's just like, it's reminding me of like switching out DNA evidence or fudging. There's something about DNA here, and I can't really put my finger on it. Something's not right. The details are not right. It's almost like we would have convicted them, but everything was muddied. That's the vibe of this. Like, do we have the time frame right? Like the sequence of events? Like, is it possible that they called... It almost feels like they called 911 like hours after it happened. Because it's like we're getting our ducks in a row. And then we're staging this idea. And I see them writing and then erasing and rewriting. So this is giving me the vibe of that note. So was there ever any like those people that are like analysis for handwriting, was there anyone that looked into that? Because it almost feels like one of the parents wrote that letter. Or a family friend to be smart. Whoever the cleanup person was. Because I just feel like there was a cleanup crew. Yeah, with restructuring, it's like... We can take care of the kid. We know it'll be fine. This is a one-off. He's not usually like this. He'll grow. He's a kid. We can't lose them both. And it's not even coming from a place of love. Impure intentions. That's the brother. Why don't I feel any regret? Is it possible the brother's a sociopath? Or just lacks empathy? Because his energy is very... Elon Musk would be the way I would describe it. And I'm not saying that Elon is like a sociopath. It's just, if you've ever watched his interviews, he's just very... I mean, this guy is an Aquarius, so it kind of makes sense, but there's like... It doesn't feel like there's any emotion. In fact, the only emotion I feel is like with this Ace of Wands with the Nine of Swords, it's almost like I snapped. And then it's too late and now I regret it. Because now I'm hearing CPR. So I almost wonder if they tried to save her. Is it possible that the two kids were roughing around and because the parents were such shit parents, they weren't paying attention, and then the son gets jealous for whatever reason? Because I'm being drawn to like, I'm pretty sure it's the Step Brothers movie where it's like, you broke my train set or something like that. I could be getting the references wrong. Again, when I'm channeling, it's really hard to think. But it's kind of the vibe of like the son gets set off, snaps, fucks up. Oh shit. Now the parents are involved. We're trying to figure out how to fix this. I almost see them like, was there any like markings on the chest? Because it's giving me the vibe of like we did CPR or compressions or something like that. It's like we tried to save the situation, but we couldn't. So I do feel like they tried to save her, ironically. But had she been saved, she would have lived a life of hell. So, I don't know. Yeah, because it was always about greed. It was always about greed. Look at how this man is like holding a dead body. It's a man. I'm telling you, it feels like the father hired like a cleanup crew. Like, let's get rid of the evidence. I'm being drawn to the flames and how you could burn stuff. Let's get rid of the evidence. Isn't there something about how it... Oh my God, I'm vaguely remembering it. Something about the letter and how it came from like a notepad that was in the house or something. It had been rewritten. Because I'm being drawn to how like paper burns in fire. I see them writing, scribbling, throwing it out, starting again. It's like they started a plan before they called cops. Everybody that was involved in this house, everybody knew what happened. Everybody knew. Two of Wands, tension. There was tension in the home. There was tension between the two kids. They were pitted against each other. It's giving Jamie Lynn versus Britney Spears. And it's like, I mean, literally the father's holding a woman, which would be Jonbenet in this case. And notice how even in this photo, it's like he's got his shit together. He's dressed to the nines. His hair is nice. Because all that matters is perception. This is... Ew. Yeah, that is actually the father because he's a Sag. He paid someone to get this problem to go away. I just keep hearing, you owe me one. Could it actually be Jeffrey Epps? I don't know why. Like, it's possible. He had one hell of a network. But that's kind of the vibe. Yeah, they didn't want her dead because it was their freedom. It was how they were going to end up being successful. Because I keep hearing the song, I just want to be successful. And then Page of Wands in the reverse is aggression, but it's for the wrong reasons. Guys, I feel like I'm telling you shit you already know. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Let me see. Spirit, is there anything that people might not... Maybe you didn't know about how the family's weird. That's possible. Is there anything else like... I feel like it's cut and dry when it comes to... I can see it very vividly. It's like the kids are roughhousing and it goes too far. And now it's like, oh, fuck. Mom, Dad, help. Dad, call somebody. That person comes. And now it's like, all right, yeah, because I'm being drawn to a scene in Doctor Who where it's like, I paid off my debt now. Like, that's the vibe. I paid off my debt now. So whoever cleaned up, it's like, we're even now. This is so bizarre. Spirit, what else can you tell us? Okay, regrets. God. The only regrets they have is that they didn't get the money that they knew they would be able to make off of her. I'm going to tell you that much. That was the only regret they had. I don't think they cared about her either way. It was really just like, for them, she was a tool. It's like we know her beauty. We know her charm. Oh. her beauty. This is reminding me of how, like, Nickelodeon didn't protect the children, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. Ace of Pentacles. Is it possible that there could have been some sort of stuff happening to Jonbenet by either... It seems more like work associates of the father. Like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. I feel like Jonbenet was a magnet for Pathridapiles, and it's because her father had connections with some dark people. Some fucked up people. That's why this case was never... It's because he had connections. Yeah, King of Swords is someone... Everybody that's a regular, y'all know me when I see this chessboard. It means they're 10 steps ahead of the game, bro. And the brother's in Aquarius. So it's like we need to... And this always reminds me of the Three of Swords, the heartbreak. So it's like we got to come up with a plan. We got to... Like, literally, pawn. We gotta come up with something else to make you... I'm just repeating myself. Anything else, Spirit? Did the son go into hiding after or anything like that? Did he keep a low profile? Because this is giving me the vibe of, like, put your head down now because, like, we can't risk it happening again. Or, like, you going back into the spotlight and basically, like, telling on us. But not even intentionally. I feel like this kid's fucked in the head, allegedly. There's something wrong with him. I don't know what's up with it. I can't pin it. I wouldn't be shocked if y'all have an assumption that he's a sociopath. I wouldn't be shocked. Or, like, maybe he's a kid that, like, doesn't feel pain. Something weird. There's something weird with the brother. Yeah, because that's him again, but it's in the reverse. Page of Swords. This is reminding me of, like, a dollhouse and, like, toys and how, like, you fucked with my stuff. It's like, yeah, because it's bringing me back to Step Brothers, where it's like, you touched my drum set. That's the vibe. It's like, you touched my drum set. And remember in the scene, it's like, I'm gonna kill you. I really feel like that's what happened. It's like, don't touch my stuff. I don't want you touching my stuff. It's almost like Jonbenet was trying to play with her brother. It was like she was trying to be a friend to her brother. That's what this feels like. It's like, can someone in this family love and notice me, please? That's kind of the vibe of that. And maybe I can get close to my brother because I'm actually a lot like him. I keep seeing... Did she want to be a baseball player? Why do I keep seeing a baseball and her just putting it, like, throwing catch? I feel like she was a tomboy or something. I just keep... I don't know. I'm hung up on that. I can't get it out of my head. Whatever. Anything else, Spirit? I feel like... Yeah, everything was always about money, looks, recognition, fame, accolades. Like, I'm being drawn to how, like, when Miss USA wins, like, you get, like, a bouquet of flowers. It's like the mom wanted to live through the kid because she was miserable. She felt chained down in her life. I think she knew that the dad was into weird shit. She tried to be what he wanted. I almost wonder, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, because I keep getting this vibe that the mom dressed up like a little girl. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong. It might be a metaphor and I'm just not getting it right. But maybe the dad was into shit, but not his own kid, because it doesn't feel like he did anything to his kid. It every time I feel his energy, it reminds me of Britney Spears' father. I don't think... Yeah, because it's giving me the vibe. I just heard... Oh my God, Spirit, say it again. Don't shit where you sleep, or whatever the fuck that saying is. Is it possible that there was, like, a network of Pathridapiles that were around maybe the pageant or around the father and whatever company business he did? Because there's more to this story. But that's not what took her out. That's just a really unfortunate addition to the story. Grief, detachment. Yeah, they were banking on her to be money. Money. Money, 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 money. I can't get that out of my head. Money. Guys, this seems pretty black and white to me. Did the father have like a gambling problem or like a drinking problem? Because I'm being drawn to all the drinking. And I did see something about blackjack. So did he owe something to somebody because maybe he actually owed literal money? Were their finances not actually in order? Was it like we look like? Because remember how earlier I mentioned like buying a dress from Goodwill and then going to an A-lister party? This is kind of giving me the vibe of like bad business deals, bad ventures. We don't actually have the money. We just have the facade of having money. I don't believe for a split second that the parents took this kid out. No, there's absolutely no way. She was worth too much to them financially. Especially with the Knight of Coins, it's like we can make money off of you. This would have been your modern day Britney Spears. This would have been another Britney Spears if she had lived. But with the detachment card, it's like, well, we just lost what we I don't feel like they had remorse. It's like we just lost what would have made us money. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, you're not going to convince me the mom didn't have some sort of issues with the Empress coming out in the reverse. And again, remember earlier when we looked at the Dark Mirror and the Obsession card where she was looking at something that resembled a mirror and it looks just like this all over again, except now it's the literal mother card. So it's like you're a reflection of me. So yeah, you're helping make bank, which makes me happy, but it's also triggering me because you're getting everything that I always wanted. Did the mom want to be famous? Because like I'm being drawn to how she has like a perfect body, a perfect figure. Versus like your regular deck, it would just be, you know, a cartoon. It's just giving me like mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? The mom is weird. This whole family's fucking weird. They're all wired wrong. This is giving me like homeschool kid vibes. Not that all homeschool kids are weird. When they first come out into society, I've made really good friends with people that were homeschool kids, but they were really fucking weird first. They didn't know societal cues. Chariot in the reverse. Huh, wait, I want more. That's weird. They stalled this case. I already said that. They stalled this case because they knew. And they had a getaway person. Someone cleaned up this mess. And it was a friend of the dad who owed him a favor. I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but I don't. And there's something to do with a car. Like, again, was there street cameras back then? Because it's like, why didn't they catch this? Did they have street cams back then? I don't know when this was. Forgive me. I know. I never researched. But hey, at least y'all know that I'm not biased, right? But there's something here about, like, the parents halting the progress and getting ahead of it. And there's, like, a getaway driver. Someone cleaned up the mess and took evidence with them. I almost feel like whoever it was, this is some tea, whoever it was, I feel like they took something with them because I see them taking... This is giving me the vibe. I'm being drawn to like how people, this is so gross, how people will buy used underwear. Is it possible the person that helped clean up was into weird shit too? This has got weird people shit written all over this fucking reading. Because it just feels like whoever cleaned up, I feel like they took a trophy. Because I'm being drawn to the show Dexter where he has all these slides of blood. Someone has a trophy of that night. Whether that's like a rag, something like that. Someone has a trophy. And it's almost like a... Maybe they don't have it anymore because of how long this has been. But it was like one more thing to hold over the father so that they always kept appearances. This is giving me like we're all friends on the dark web and nobody knows about it. I feel like they were into some weird ritualistic, sexual, like I don't usually go so far as like satanic ritual type stuff, but with that Hierophant card, there's something up here with this family. Is it possible the dad is into kids, but like maybe just not his own? Because like, yeah, or maybe even his own, because I just heard, and I don't remember which movie, because again, channeling, Adam Sandler movie, where it's like, oh, a water boy, where he's like, no, mommy, don't. But that's what I'm seeing with these hands. Were they religious folk? I feel like this girl had it hard. I'm going to tell you that much. I feel like she had never even experienced love from anybody. She'd never experienced love. She had no idea what that even looked like. This is so sad. And this is giving me P. Diddy vibes, to be honest with you. Like callous, cold, calculating. How much money can you make me? How do I force you to feel like you have no choice but to abide by my rules? This is fucked up. Anything else? I guess I'm just pulling the entire deck. 3 in reverse, outside factors. There's people involved in this. 2 of Swords. I feel like they cut off after. But remember how I was saying, I think they have a rag or something? Look at this. It's fabric. I'm telling you, whoever helped clean up, they kept something. But it was more like what we're seeing with all of these celebrities. It's like, I got dirt on you, you got dirt on me, so none of us can flip. Like, that's the type of vibe here. I feel like whoever they worked with, I feel like this is who they worked with, whoever it was. So it could have been a water sign, but it would have just been someone who's really emotionally callous, calculated, cold. Really fucked up. Like, just a bad dude. Like, this family was... What is going on? I thought this was going to be a black and white. And it's not. Wish fulfillment. Again, it's like you owe me. You're cleaning up. You're doing the dirty work for me. People know what happened. A lot of people know. People that are in the community know. People that are friends of friends know. Everybody knows what went down. They just don't want to tell. Because they also know what else is up. Yeah, that deception card. Yeah, it's almost like if we were to tell, we'd have to risk our own lives. We're not willing to do that. People, you're not going to convince me no one knows this story. So many people know what happened. Everybody failed her. Everybody failed this kid. She was failed from the moment she was born. I will tell you one thing, though. I am being drawn right back to, I feel like her soul is on the other side helping other abuse victims cross over. I saw it on a video somewhere like years ago, and I can't remember where I saw it. Was it Jonbenet? Or is that just trying to bring me to... I don't know, but I feel like her soul helps other abused children on the other side. It's very much giving me the vibe of what's going on in humanity right now and how everybody's leveling up, so things are getting crazy. It's like she... It almost feels like Jonbenet from a soul perspective. So we're going up now, okay? We're thinking broader here. I think she was meant to, one, show the family what healthy unconditional love looks like, innocence. It feels like this was some sort of karmic contract, like a soul contract with the mom. I almost wonder if, like, I feel like her and her mother had a rivalry in a past life. I think, obviously they wouldn't have known that, but I feel like they had a rivalry in the past life because I'm being drawn to how these two women, they're the same age and they're gossiping, right? But then there's the deception cards right next to it. It's giving me the vibe of like in a past life, because I'm here like I had a bone to pick with you. So it's almost giving me the vibe of like their fight from a past life was continuing in this one. And that's why the mom was so jealous of her. Because it's almost like they were both stars in a past life. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like if in a past life they were both singers and they were compared. Yeah, because it's giving me the vibe of like Britney versus Christina Aguilera. I feel like I just tapped into their past lives. I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't really know what else I can pull, guys. It feels like dad's got friends. Dad's got friends. Yeah, this is what I expected. The moon in the reverse. It's like you guys basically already know the story. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Money to be made by the daughter. 3 of Cups. This is giving me like passed around energy. Like, how can you make us money at all costs? And the mom's a Capricorn. I'm telling you, I feel like they were doing some weird sex shit. But I think it was to please the dad and to make money for the family. Dude, mom's messed up in the head, dad's messed up in the head, the son's messed up in the head. The only normal one in there was Jonbenet Ramsey, and she got the grunt of all three of these awful people. Yeah, unhappy home life. Were they perceived as rich? Because I don't buy that they actually were. I feel like it was a facade. Did they have like fake status? Because that's the vibe. Yeah, people were involved in this. You're never going to get... I don't see her ever getting justice. I'm going to be real with you. But in its own way, justice was served. Because as fucked up as it is, it's probably the best way that she could have gone. Because I just see a life of hell if she had been... If she could have lived to tell the story. She would have been another Britney. I almost see like if she had continued on... getting abused in the pageant industry, getting passed around by older men. I don't know if that was already happening prior to her, you know? But in terms of how and why, it feels like the brother snapped over something little, like playing with his toys or something like that, and just released the force of God onto his sister because he didn't know how to regulate his emotions, because look at the parents. Back deck. Yeah, this was always about money. This was always about money. This was never not about money. Like, I cannot get money out of my head. And I think they thought, well, if we escape it, we could start a new adventure. I don't know what they ended up doing after the fact. Did they pull, again, like the other true crime reading I did, Madeleine McCann, thank you, Spirit. Oh my God, drawn a blank. Did they pull a Madeleine McCann parents moves where like 15 years later and we're still thinking about our kid and we write a book and we wish that we really understood who killed our kid? Like, that's the vibe of this. It's like, well, she's dead. How can we make money off of her now? This is kind of reminding me of like the industry and like when someone big dies and their record sales shoot up. It's like, did they tour kind of like Madeleine McCann's family? Did they? Because it's almost like if we can't make money off of her alive, maybe we can make money off of her dead, or at the bare minimum, keep up appearances and make people think that we're something that we're not with that 10 of Pentacles. Because I'm noticing in this 10 of Pentacles, look at all this snow, which is reminding me of frigidity, which is reminding me of like frugal. We don't have enough. Yeah, guys, I don't think there's anything else to add to this. That's it. I don't have anything else to add. Wow. Yeah. I hope that this is, y'all let me know in the comments. I know that I don't know anything about any of this, so it's kind of hard for me to really figure it out. Because there seems to be a lot of moving parts. And I think the reason, one of the many, many reasons that this wasn't solved is because if they were to dig into the father's history, there was no way they were going to let that happen. Because that MFer, he had skeletons in his closet, homie. He had skeletons. But there was no way in hell he was ever going to let that get out. And that's why he called in a favor. And that's why all of the whole charade debacle went on. So I do feel like the child was taken advantage of. However, the way she went out feels more like manslaughter, crime of passion, an oops from a child. So considering the route her life was about to go down, honestly, this feels like, yeah, Spirit's showing me like putting a dog down when it like literally can't function anymore. It's like this kid's life would have been hell if it continued. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that this was somehow useful. I don't know how this is going to be useful. It feels like justice is never going to be served. I think this is just going to be one of those stories that people just continue to talk about forever and be stuck on, because it's like, how could such a beautiful, and I think that's what was meant to happen in terms of like a broader perspective. This beautiful young child, I think it was meant to make people look at the innocence of children and how people abuse the innocence of children, because look at where we are today. You know what I mean? So I think that's why it was so popular. It's because it made us question things about how people treat kids. And I do feel that Jonbenet is now on the other side helping kids with trauma transition, because I'm seeing like interdimensions, and it's almost giving me like she's meeting them in a waiting room and helping them through it. I can't forget. I don't remember where I saw it. Could it have been Sloan Bella? It might have been Sloan Bella now that I think about it. Because who else would that have been? I don't know, y'all. But this feels to me like it was just an unfortunate chain of events, but for the best, honestly. It's fucked up, I know. But yeah, I don't have any words, to be honest with you. This is not what I expected. So I think I'm just going to leave it here, besties. I think I'm going to just rely on your comments to help me understand what the hell I just looked at, because what the fuck? I'm sure there are plenty of you that were really passionate about this case, and maybe you can explain to me what the hell I picked up on. But there seems like there's way too many moving parts going on. This feels like there might have been a sex ring going on. There might have been swingers, and there might have been... There's something with the mom. She's got mental health issues, like severe, like Stockholm, jealous of her daughter. What is wrong with this family? Like, the whole family's fucked up, respectfully, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. Did the son fade away? Like, did he just kind of disappear from the scene? Like, because this is kind of giving me the vibe of, like, hiding, because I don't ever want to get found out. Like, it almost feels like the parents probably milked this for a while, whereas the son is just trying to make sure that no one really even thinks about Jonbenet when they think of him. I do think, if anything, maybe the son could have regret now. But even still, I think because of the parents, they never learned how to tap into their emotions to begin with. So they didn't know how. So I think that's why he flew into a rage. Because when you're young and your parents don't teach you how to regulate your emotions, you're going to act out. You know what I mean? You can't just yell at a kid. You have to explain to them so that they can understand. And I don't think that they just saw their kids as child labor. And that was it. So, of course, something was going to go wrong eventually. You know what I mean? So I'm going to leave it there, besties, because that was not what I was expecting. So yeah, if you guys want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box below. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Come join me on Facebook. Show me some love, y'all, because Facebook's getting boring and I don't love playing on there anymore. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I do think that Jonbenet was meant to be a lesson to her family to some extent, and a lesson to humanity, and how we turn a blind eye to the abuse of children. That seems very strong. It's like her soul kind of signed up for it, knowing what was going to go down, because it's like we need to make people more aware of the fact that just because people, yeah, it's giving me all that glitters isn't gold. Just because people put on a persona doesn't mean that they don't have skeletons in their closet. It's like she was supposed to lead people to water. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you're supposed to like lead people to the water, but you can't get them to drink it? That's kind of the vibe. She was meant to show us what evil looks like. Very weird. So I don't know how, let me know what you guys think about this reading, because I don't even know. I don't know how I feel after this. This is very weird. It just seems unfortunate. Like, part of me feels bad for the son, but then a part of me is like, are you a sociopath though? I can't tell. So this is where I would really appreciate all of you that do the research on this stuff to just fill me in the comments. But again, I don't know. Anything else, Spirit? No, it's like you guys already know the answers. You're just not going to ever see justice for this, unfortunately. I just don't see it happening. I think this is just going to be one of those forever unsolved cases, sadly. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, besties. I hope that you have a wonderful, whenever the hell you're seeing this video. Don't forget to always check out the community posts so you can vote for future videos. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can book a personal reading with me on my website. The decks that I use are all in the description box below. And I will see you guys in my next video, besties. Stay safe, stay free, stay blessed, stay kind to yourselves and one another. And I will see you guys in my next video.